back to Breakfast Champions. This is episode number 15. Sorry, 15. I stuttered a little bit. Wow. I'm joined by Aaron, Mr. Kitsune Bites. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Just a beautiful, sunny, blue sky, chilly fall day in the good old Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there it is.
How you doing?
Yeah, hey, man, I got like a 16-ounce coffee here. I'm ready to go. I haven't had a sip of this. I only just woke up under an hour ago. So I feel like I'm a morning unhinged person, especially when I'm like coming onto the show here. So
just chug it. Just chug it back.
Well, the last time we did the show, it was early. It was the breakfast show for you, man. So you were like,
it was.
I listened back to it. I'm like, damn, he was tired. I could hear it.
Well, I mean, it's only fair that I wake up early, to let you get some Z's.
Something like that. Well, hey, as we all know, this is a live show, so thank you everybody for being live with us. If you were listening after the fact on YouTube and Spotify, thank you as well. We really appreciate everybody's support. Let's go ahead and talk about some stats here. Our latest episode, Tech That Gives Us the Warms and Fuzzies, episode number 14, received 27 downloads.
Hey.
Currently streaming in these locations here. We are on US, Australia, UK, Germany, Singapore, Poland. Our top listened city is 25% by far, Melbourne.
Look at that.
So I think we kind of have to do a live show in Australia now. We'll do it down the McDonald's in Melbourne.
All right, I'll make sure to get my passport fast tracked through the system so we can make that happen for episode 20.
Absolutely. A couple other cities: Charleston, West Virginia; Elmsphere, Shropsphere; Coraopolis, Pennsylvania. That sounds like a hole. Frankfurt and Maine; Mount Sterling, Kentucky; Clacton-on-Sea; Fort Worth, Texas; Redmond; Coldstream, the Scottish borders; California; Cicero, New York. Ooh, that's a good one. That's another hometown.
Hey.
Adelaide; Northumberland; Southampton; Philadelphia, Pennsylvania; Roy, Utah. I could just scroll here. We got a lot of Lesser Poland. What's that?
Lesser Poland. Probably lesser than Greater Poland.
True. Well, there you go. Really appreciate everybody around the world listening to us. Two reasonably good looking dudes. I mean, you're looking good today. I mean, look at that beard coming in. My gosh, Mrs. KB is a lucky woman.
This is all I got for a beard, my guy. This is all I can pull off. When they were handing out hair cards, they said, give that guy a good head of hair. Don't give him a beard. He can't rock the beard too much. You can't have too much greatness. You know what I mean?
Well, greatness unlimited over here. Speaking of greatness, we have a voicemail that was sent in by a repeat customer here today. So what do you say we tuck in and we see what this one's all about?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why, hello. This is Lord Lewington Smythe once again calling in to the Breakfast of Champions podcast. Now, with Halloween coming round the corner, I thought I'd ask what you two will be dressing up for Halloween. Myself and the lads will be going pigeon hunting dressed as spooky ghosts. Anyway, goodbye.
There you go. Thank you, Lord Hallowington Smythe. Asking the question, what will we be going trick-or-treating or dressing up as for Halloween? So I'll let you lead that one off.
This year, I really sat down, put a lot of thought into it, and I'm going to be going as a content creator.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, you have to pull off the look, and you have to have the look, and not only that, but you have to have the attitude for it. So
nice.
I've been practicing, just to act unhinged at all times and thank everybody for everything. So anytime somebody says something, I go, thank you, and
thank you. So you're going as me for Halloween.
Essentially, yeah, I'm going as you.
No, I'm kidding.
No, for real though, I think this year I might be Sheriff Woody. I think that's going to be my thing.
Sheriff Woody.
Sheriff Woody. I can't find any other costume to fit somebody who's 6'4". They don't I have to buy the big man stuff because they don't make them in my size. It's like Chris Farley, big man in a little coat, but it's like tall man in a little coat.
I thought you were going to be a Baja Blast can, and I was going to go as a coffee. We're not doing that. Maybe I go as Buzz, you go as Woody.
If I can find it, man, I'm still trying. People, I guess, I've been plugging Baja Blast here for how long? People are buying it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, you got merch now. You launched merch the other day.
I do. You want to know a fun fact about the merch?
Of course, I do.
It's sold out already. The number they've allotted me, it's sold. The shirts and the pullover hoodie are sold out. So it's only coffee mugs and zip up hoodies.
It's Mr. Popular, man. I'm telling you.
Don't want to be Mr. Popular. I just want to be Mr. That's all.
Once people get a taste of the Mr. KB Baja Blast, they don't want to sip on anything else. There you go.
But anyway, what do you want to be? What do you want to be for Halloween?
That's a great question. I just thought I would be a coffee cup or a latte cup or something stupid like that. But I mean, the default costume for me is always going to be Ness from Earthbound, of course, because I actually wear that hat quite frequently. I've worn that hat for almost 10 years now.
Oh wow,
it's well worn.
Oh, wow.
And then I have the 2 Ness shirts, of course. I have a Lucas shirt at home back in the States.
Do they do trick or treat and all that in Australia, or is that more of a thing here?
It is a thing here. It is still. It is getting into culture. You know what I mean? I can go to the local supermarket, Woolworths, and they'll have the orange pumpkins, and they'll be advertised as Halloween pumpkins. Okay. Or when I took my son to swimming lessons the other day, they had cobwebs and little spiders on the wall and stuff like that. But trick or treaters is another thing. I think it probably depends on the area that you live in. We live in a new construction residential area. We didn't have anybody walking down the street last year, but then again, it's still probably up in the air as how game people are to actually go outside and all that stuff. I don't know. I would no way in hell I'd be sending my son to some stranger's house to collect candy that they definitely didn't inject any drugs into. So.
Or put needles and razor blades in. Don't forget that.
It's nothing like a fun-sized Snickers with a razor blade in there.
I mean, how else do you enjoy a Snicker bar? You know what I'm saying? I love cracking into a Kit Kat and I find a razor blade. Ooh. Man, that's my favorite pastime.
That reminds me of a couple years ago here. Somebody was putting little pin needles in strawberries.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
What's wrong with people?
It was messed up. So people would be taking a bite out of strawberries and they'd get a pin needle in them. It's ridiculous. So they eventually found the culprit. That's a bit dark.
People have issues, man. Yeah, a little dark, but it's 'tis the season. It's spooky time, so it's being dark is acceptable now.
I suppose
this month.
What's the coolest thing you ever got while you were trick or treating?
I think when I was a kid, coolest thing, this lady had a box of stuffed toys, and she was just giving random stuffed toys away. I think that was it was this little old lady in a wheelchair, and she was just handing out you could tell she went and bought a ton of these stuffed whatever. It was just an assortment of I feel like she robbed a claw machine and then was quick, give away the evidence. Nobody will suspect a nice sweet little old lady. But it was. That had to be one of the cooler ones because it was also the same night I got a chance to see the Northern Lights in Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
So that was really cool. So it was it was you get a can of pop because people give out pop. I don't know why. Or a bag of chips, candy bars, the usual stuff. But then this lady's here, have a Red Power Ranger stuffed toy. Oh, all right.
That's a winner there.
I think it's becoming more common now to do other things than just candy because there was I know Pokemon cards. The Pokemon company does a little. I know we bought it. It's a 3-card pack, little trick or treat pack, and you just you could hand that out instead of candy, and it's all exclusive Halloween, spooky time Pokemon and stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
So it's interesting to see a lot of the companies banking on like, well, maybe we just give like cheap McDonald's kind of toys and thing, you know, or I don't know. It's interesting to see the different.
I'd rather hand stuff like that out because it's like, you know, me as a parent now. I feel like I don't. My parents will probably text me mid-show here and say and confirm, but I don't remember if they ever like looked through the candy bags that I got, like, and just vetted them first before I tucked into it as a kid. But I remember the coolest thing that I received whilst trick or treating was a Bugs Life toy flick from Bugs Life. It was like the actual like toy, and I was like, wow, really? This is so cool. I remember playing with that.
That's cool.
I remember that same year I got an Apple as well, and I was kind of like, I was just not. I was like, come on, man. So my mother just texted and said, always vetted it.
My brother used to take me and my friends out, so he was getting his fair share of the commish, you know. He's like, all right, let me check your candy. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
Take all the good stuff out.
Yeah, you know, leave me with all the garbage.
There you go. Well, how has your week been? How have things been since we last chatted?
Well, busy, man, busy. I've been getting. You have a package coming on the way with your Steam Deck skin.
Yes,
I had to make a couple more because man, people want them, and I'm happy to say that the orders that people wanted so far are being shipped out this weekend. So I will be. If I didn't message them already, they will be hearing from me, and we'll be getting that stuff squared away and sent out. Post office is gonna love me.
I know. I believe me. I know the feeling. Have you got your Steam Deck there with you so you can show the folks watching what the Steam Deck skin is?
Hopefully, my green screen doesn't blur it out too much. But this is the purple, of course. Hold on.
I'm gonna blur it out.
Oh, hold on. I'll shut it off real quick. So it's just a regular old vinyl. Nothing very special about it other than I made it, and it's cheaper than D brand.
Nice.
So if you want something that looks like that for cheaper than D brand, shoot me a message. But I have the purple, and it kind of reminds me of the Game Boy Color. That's why I
like that.
I had white on there to start, and I pulled that off. I'm like, it's all right. You know, white's fine. But the purple, I don't know, something about it. And I found that they make glow-in-the-dark vinyl, too.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You did send a photo of that the other day.
Mm-hmm. So that's something. I mean, I'm starting to find a lot of different colors. I'm finding different, like, what vinyl works, what vinyl doesn't. And I'm real excited to get this stuff going. It's been busy. That's what I've been working on, man. Just being a super, super small time business owner.
You know, I'm proud of you for doing it, man. Like I said to you before the show, you got to get yourself a Etsy store so people, because you can sell them for like $20 and then ship them out for $5, so $25 for a skin. I mean, that's not too bad. You obviously undercut D brand. You buy your own materials and all that stuff. I mean, you make a tidy little profit there. You never know.
And that's what I figure the first initial wave will be, and you know, I hate to be like, oh, the first wave will be cheaper than D brand, but eventually, you know, when I get more established on Etsy and all that, and I have all that set up, I will have to do like a very, very minimal price increase, but it's still going to be cheaper than a competition, man.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So
that's what you want.
That's what that's it. I mean, outside of that, I've been playing a lot of spooky games for some odd reason. People want me to, you know, take years off my life. But it's been fun. I've been playing. I'm becoming a little more desensitized to it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can play Phasmophobia now and walk around outside of the van instead of hanging out there watching people play.
Scary, too scary for me, man. I'll tell you what.
You need to play it. We need to get you in there and play it with us one of these nights, man. While it's still October.
It'd have to come with a set of adult diapers to get me through that.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But anyway, what's new with you, man? I hear there's some tea that needs to be spilled, and I'm here to soak it all up.
Certainly is some tea that needs to be spilled. Hold on. Let's oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's already happening. So for those who have been playing along, last year I did a pre-order for my vinyl record turn-based. I got the first run in around March, and then I did a second round of pre-orders in late March, and they finally showed up the other day. So here we have the second run of turn-based.
Woo! Oh, nice.
So the original manufacturer just dropped off the face of the earth, and I was like, I have like 20 pre-orders. What do I do? Man. So I managed to find somebody else. So there you go.
That's awesome.
So that's in. So those
I'm
are
excited
shipping.
to get mine.
Yeah, yours is packaged up. I packaged a few more up as well, so they're ready to go early this week. So that's really great. Oh boy! Now this is it's so. If you're watching live, you got the go live notification that said today's the day I finally spilled the tea. Parenthesis drama alert.
Mm-hmm.
It was not clickbait. So this is oh boy, buckle up. So if you guys remember in episode. Which one was it? I don't even know. It was episode...
I think like 10 or 11. Maybe 11.
11? It could have been episode 11 here. Zelda's back and better than ever. I think it's... Yeah, I think it was episode 11. So well over a month ago. I said, my stream schedule's up in the air because I just got a new job. Well, last week I quit that job.
Hey, I'm so happy to hear it.
So here's the story here, and then we can jump into our news bite section because we have so much to talk about. But I want to give this enough time because I feel like this is a funny one. Well, it's not really funny, but like my life has been a roller coaster for the last couple of weeks, and it's okay. So I started this new job, and it was doing tech repair, microelectronic repair, like computer and phone repairs and stuff like that. So stuff that I had done before, and I was looking for. Just a way to supplement income because Twitch is down, freelance stuff is down for me, and with the stuff that I do have, people aren't paying their invoices, so it's difficult. So how's a girl to make money? So figured I go see what's what.
Yeah.
So I finally applied for this job. I didn't even apply with a cover letter, a CV, and I drove an hour and a half to the interview in Melbourne. Had the interview, probably a really great interview. I could tell they wanted to hire me on the spot, but they waited, just ran some numbers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And and then 2 days later I got hired, and I started the following week. So that's when like episode 12 I was like, or 11, I was like, yeah, stream schedule's going to be up in the air. I don't know, I just got a job. The first day I started, I was like, this is just not on. It's not good. The repair thing is one thing, but then when you have customer service, and then it's a very corporate oriented job where there's targets you got to hit, like sales numbers you got to hit. There's incentives that you get for upselling people on certain things, which you know what I mean? If somebody comes in and they want something, they're going to get exactly that. I'm not the kind of person that's going to make somebody spend an extra $100 just because I get a little bonus from it. Morally, I'm just not that kind of guy. I would probably be the world's worst car salesman. So yeah, anyway. I was also expected to travel. So my second day in, instead of like training in one spot, my second day in, I drove 2 hours from my house to the other location, which was a kiosk in a mall. Let me tell you,
God.
You think your life is going well, and then then you just get picked up and you get stuck right into a kiosk in a mall 2 hours away from your wife and son. And I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing with myself? So I ended up driving like 5 hours that day. It just started to crumble from there. I felt like I had no support, and then of course you meet with the higher ups, and they're like, "How's it all going?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's going great." And then they're like, "It's not what I'm hearing."
Really?
So that's when that was like, that was I think a week and a bit ago, and I was just like, So that day, Because I like that particular job. You've been in stressful jobs and stressful situations before. The moment I show up, I feel my heart tighten because it's like I'm stressed. I don't want to be here. Like my my mental state plummeted. There was a lot of adult sodas and cowboy killers over those like 3 weeks that we were there.
God.
So anyway, so yeah, and then plus I was being rostered on for more days than I asked for because my availability was only 3 to 4 days because I still want to stream, and then Amber still needs time to work, and I still wanted to have time to be a dad and be present and all that stuff.
Right.
Here's 5 days, and remember the days that you said you were unavailable to work on? Here's some shifts on those days anyway.
And you're a single car family too, right? So when you leave for work, Amber's stuck at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult thing. So that day that I had this in-person review and I was like, it's going great. And they're like, that's not what I'm hearing. I just said, I'm checked out. I don't care anymore. So what I did is on my break, I got my phone and then I called a local place because there's like a local chain around here that does similar things. I left a voicemail. I said, I'm this and this. I've got this many years of experience. They call me back 20 minutes later. They're like, do you want to come in tomorrow for an interview? Because we actually need somebody so we can have more time to focus on the business. And I was like, sure, I'll be in Friday at 9 a.m. So I go in Friday at 9 a.m. I meet with these guys. They hire me on the spot. They punch me into the system. They get me into the work group chat. They're like, how much money do you want? I want this per hour. Done.
Nice.
So they hire me. So I'm like, cool, great. So as I'm driving, I'm like preparing myself mentally to quit this other job because I'm just like, that's what I'm saying in my head. I pull in the garage here. I call the other place. He's like, the guy's like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, look, I just want to let you know it's not working out. Like it's just too stressful, blah, blah, blah. And like, he was extremely taken aback. So he's like, when are you looking to quit? I'm like, right now. Right now, as of right now. Because the prior day, because I had told him that I wasn't really keen to travel like 2 hours just to get to a freaking kiosk in a mall somewhere on the other side of Melbourne.
Yeah.
So they had rostered me on for a Friday. I don't work Fridays because I do swimming lessons with my son. It's important for me to be present there. They rostered me on for it anyway because they obviously didn't care that I had priorities or commitments or I had unavailability on Friday. They don't care. So I was like, you know what? Screw them. In nice words, family friendly words that I'll say here on air. And then I started the new job the following Monday, which was last week, working 3 days a week. Monday through Wednesday. That gives me more time to be a dad, be a parent, and let Amber have time to work as well. So that's my roller coaster. I quit my job. I got another one the same day.
That's a lot of people. They're not lucky enough to have that happen.
It was a fluke. I fluked it.
I mean, hey, fake it till you make it, right?
Well, you know what I mean. Like I called this place just by chance, and they needed help. So I showed up. I worked 3 days last week. They just took me at my word, saying that I was this. I have this many years of experience. I showed up Monday. I'm doing the more difficult things. And now I have keys to the building.
Look at you. Next you'll be a franchise owner, and you'll be sending people 5 hours through the backwoods of Australia.
Oh yeah. Silent Broadcast, are you at liberty to say what kind of work you're doing? I'm just doing phone and computer repairs again. I am good. I'm good at the job. I'm not toot my own horn here or whatever, but I've done it long enough to know how to do these things. And I just show up. I'm just focusing on repairs. I'm not even answering any phones. There's no sales targets. I'm just fiddling with stuff, which I really enjoy, and I can do that for
That's awesome.
10 hours a day. No complaints. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up. I told him in the interview, I said, I'll give you 150% Monday through Wednesday. But outside of that, I got family commitments and I got stuff that I want to do on the side. That's it.
And they're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're like, cool. That's great. That helps us out. We need more time to work on the business. So we'll do that. So I have roller coaster. Tell you what, man.
So then with that being said, is there news on a set stream schedule yet, or is that still in the works?
Well, we're working through that now.
Okay.
I've been doing more evening streams. You know, so a lot of you guys who are tuning in now, you're waking up to me streaming. So like it's just easier for me to stream at 10 because the clocks have also changed too.
You're right.
So we're an hour ahead. So it's getting lighter later, or it's lighter later now.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. You're going into the winter hibernation period.
Yeah. But dude, that's awesome. I mean, that's the biggest part of, you think about it whether you're 3 days a week or 40 plus hours a week, work's a big part of your life, and that can affect your overall attitude.
Yeah.
And if you're at a place that's high stress all the time that makes you feel like you're worthless, you're going to come home just feeling absolutely defeated, because that used to happen to me.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I was texting Amber even, and she'll tell you, she'll pop in and say, because I was like, I feel like such a loser. I cannot believe. And she's like, it's only temporary. It's only temporary. I'm like, I know that, but like I'm the kind of person that if I'm stuck in a situation, if my back's against the wall, I will get out of it. And I will find. I'm just glad that I was able to find something else to supplement. Because we just need to be able to pay rent.
Absolutely. And I mean, and it's something that you know how to do, and it's nothing crazy.
Sure.
It's not like you're diffusing bombs or anything, but it's it's you don't, like you said, you don't have to deal with the corporate side of that. It's like, hey man, this guy's phone's broken. Can you take a look at it? Sure. All right. Not like, make sure you sell him a phone case, a phone protector, and our protection plan. And
that's what I was doing. And I'm just like, I am not the person for this.
And here's the thing. It's something I stand by too. How can you push something that you yourself wouldn't get?
If I don't believe in it, then that's exactly right.
Exactly.
So there you go. Very good,
man.
Whew. Well, there's the big tea spill.
That was some good tea, man. I'll tell you what. I might have a second cup.
Well, have a sip. Get ready, because we got some more news to chat about right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. And the reason we're saying oh no is because, well, friends, it happened. Google's takeover of the gaming space has come to an end. And get this, not only did Google say, hey, Stadia's over, but they didn't tell anybody about it.
No.
I don't understand how you can be a company that large and not tell your I mean, I do get it, because this isn't the first time this has happened. But I don't understand how you can just, you know what, we're going to refund our customers if they bought it. It's fine, no big deal, because they're going to write it off as a loss. That's a write off there. But they just these developers. I mean, I'm looking at the article we have here on Game Rant, and it's there's a tweet here, and the guy's saying it said, to all the people who kept begging us, please bring your games to Stadia, this is why we didn't. And it's like, I'm pretty sure Stadia was just a Destiny 2 machine at that point. Because a lot of Destiny 2's traffic was coming from the Stadia, believe it or not.
Very interesting. I mean, this is, for those that don't know what Google Stadia is, it's a cloud gaming thing. So just imagine you have something that plugs into your TV, and depending on how good your internet connection is, depends on how good these games perform, because it just takes the information and streams it from the cloud. You play it with your little Google controller. I remember they hyped it up, but like I just knew right away it was going to be like the spiritual successor to the OnLive, which that was a flop. So this is effective as of January 18th, 2023. So it's terminated, and I don't know. It's just kind of like a flash in the pan thing. So I'm not really surprised.
I'm not surprised either. However, it's funny to see Google said, we're going to do Stadia. It's going to be revolutionary. People are going to want this because all you need is your little controller and your Google account, and you can play anywhere that has Chrome capabilities. So like your little Chromecast or your Roku or whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny because they were all about it. Then Netflix, as we talked about, they've now entered into the game streaming thing. But that's mobile games, which is okay. That's go ahead and do your mobile games because there is a market for that.
Yes.
However, Amazon said, all right, Google, we see you. We're going to go ahead and launch Luna. And I haven't heard too much of it. I think it might still be in beta. I'm not too sure. But what gets me is we all know the success of the Steam Deck. We all know that there's these handheld gaming PCs, and Logitech just they announced. I think this was after, or no, this was before the Stadia announcement. They have a cloud gaming handheld. So now, where are you going to play outside of Xbox? Like, I know you can do some of your Square games handheld, as we know with Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. But outside of that, what do you have? Xbox. So you're going to spend $300 on this handheld that you can only play one service on it.
I think that the infrastructure, depending on where you live, still isn't really there for cloud gaming. I know in Australia, the Kingdom Hearts cloud versions for Switch didn't come out. And even then, why would you want to play Kingdom Hearts on the cloud? Like,
well, don't worry, you'll be playing Resident Evil on the cloud here soon for Nintendo. So
it's not going to work.
Well, here's the thing, like you said, man, infrastructure is big, and Australia is a big country. The United States of America is another big country, and a lot of people that don't live in these densely populated areas live out in the country.
Exactly.
And people out in the country are just now getting their somewhat decent internet speeds. So what are in the next 5 years, maybe they'll have the gigabit out in the sticks. But
well, the Starlink, the Tesla, whatever Starlink, that's something that's trying to pave the way for that. But I suppose if you're trying to do like cloud-based gaming, your ping is going to be massive. So I mean, you'll probably get good speeds, but it's still going to take a little while for you to actually get from point A to point B. So it's I don't know. It makes me shake my head at the whole cloud thing. It's just I'm sure it'll be there eventually, but like everybody has to have direct to your house fiber in order for it to be like 1080 60 FPS if those are capable of such. So
I agree, and man, the devs, like I'm looking at that article again, and I'm seeing here, this is just a little blurb from it. It says Tangle Tower was due to launch on Stadia in 2 days, and this article was the first I heard about it shutting down. So that developer got nothing, and he's not alone, or I shouldn't say he. They are not alone. In the vast majority of all these devs, because look at what happened with Sony with the Vita. Sony said Vita's dead. We're going to close that store, and all these developers are saying, "Well, I have a game coming out. You can't close it." And then Sony reopened it, but I don't see that happening with Google.
Definitely not.
To be honest with you, if I was a developer, I would not want to. If I heard there's a new platform coming out, I would not want to jump on it. Unfortunately,
for sure, and that's why we've talked about this the last couple of episodes. That's why the Steam Deck is such a unique piece of hardware, because it takes this existing platform of Steam and turns it into a handheld. And then, of course, you can do all these other things on there. So, like, that makes sense from a business standpoint or like a practicality standpoint. But if you're coming out with a new cloud-based thing, good luck getting a killer app, and then good luck having the infrastructure to execute it properly. So there you go.
I know. My closing thought on this is, if you are into cloud gaming and it's something that you really want, you like, that's all you want to do is cloud gaming. There's supposed to be, I think Razer and Verizon are making a cloud gaming handheld that will run a version of Android, but will also get 5G and all of Verizon's other connectivity, but you'll be able to play. I think you'll be able to actually put like a version of Steam, a version of Epic on there, so you'll be able to play. It'll be like a Steam Deck. So think of like Steam Deck Lite,
yes,
in a sense. But like I said, if you're into cloud gaming, that'd be the one to buy because you don't need to have your Wi-Fi. It comes with a phone plan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, see, that makes sense because you can take it with you.
Exactly.
You know what you can't take with you anywhere?
What's that, Eric?
This thing right here, the PS5.
What did Sony do now?
Well, it's not what Sony did. But for a second bullet point of the news bite here is the PS5 has been jailbroken. And of course, the first thing that people are doing are they're installing the PT, the demo that came out 8 years ago. PT, what's that short for?
I don't know. I've actually been curious about that. Let me look it up.
Okay, please, because I know it, but my brain is just failing me this morning. But yeah, there's been an exploit now for PS5 that allows via a WebKit vulnerability that allows to jailbreak this device, which to me is just another nail in the PS5 coffin. I mean, I was a playable trailer. Yes, that was it, and it was supposed to be like a Silent Hill kind of game. And of course, it was discontinued because I think some sort of licensing disagreement between Konami and it was Guillermo del Toro and Kojima. So so it was like an amalgamation of like three things, and then it just fizzled out. It was scary as hell. I played it.
I didn't,
and people are installing it on their PS5s. So there you go.
You know, it's Sony can't catch a break, man. Because if you look at it, just about every console that they have released has had some sort of jailbreak to it, like instantaneously. PlayStation 1, all you had to do was put in you could put in a PS1 demo disc, keep your lid open, and then halfway through all the checks, like once those were done, the first like couple minutes, you pull the disc out, put your burned copy, and it'll play. They had that issue. PS2 there was some way you could get you could copy games on a PS2. I know PS3 and PSP had firmware issues where people were hacking them within like a year or two of them being released, and then PS4 same thing, and now PS5. And it's funny because there's talks that there's a PS4 PS5 emulator floating around out there for PC, and there's apparently Linux support coming for it too.
Wow. So you know what that means.
I might as well just sell off all my PS5 at that point. But it's, man, I mean, they cannot catch a break this generation.
I don't know. Like I said, I was really hyped for the PS5, and the PS5 has really just been a YouTube machine. There has been no content on there for me. So I suppose people are making a way to put content they want on there. And of course, PT was one of the hottest things, especially in retrospect, because it was taken down off of the PlayStation Store. So there's really virtually no way for you to play it unless you have a PS4 with the playable trailer demo on it. And of course, people have uploaded it, and you can probably play it on PC. And it's been recreated in other things like Minecraft or Project Dreams and all that stuff. So it's a game, or it's an experience that people really have enjoyed, and it's a taste of what could have been. So there you go. Lastly, for our news bite is we're talking about the Steam Deck again. I'll let you lead this one off. This is a funny one.
All right. So I saw this, and because when Valve puts their updates up, I like to watch their their little announcements, because they put a lot of thought and effort into it. And this one had a little Easter egg for the folks at home. If you see there on the right of the Steam Deck screen next to Hades is Yuzu, and we all know what Yuzu is. And for those who aren't in the know, Yuzu is one of the Switch emulators that runs really well on Steam Deck. And for them to show that was like a little
nod.
Flex. Yeah, it's like, hey, Nintendo, we see you. Here's our thing. Yeah, and I'm just like, wow, they really did it. Somebody at Valve put that in and said, we'll roll with it. Shortly after, though, the video was pulled, edited, and
It's so funny that means that Valve, they're aware of what their console is capable of, and I think that they're kind of like they're owning it. And I think 50% of the reason why I grabbed a Steam Deck is for my backwards compatibility for older games. Like I think after the show, you and I are going to run through that for a couple of minutes just to get some things set up so I can play Wii U games, so I can play PS2 games. So a lot of these games I own, if you want to come at me from a moral or ethical standpoint. But I just think it's really clever that they're like, hey, we see you. We see what's going on there.
It's, I mean, they went from being like, all right, oh good, Valve has another hardware thing they're gonna flop on, great, to hey, we now, if you order a Steam Deck, it'll get shipped to you. I ordered my Steam Deck dock on Thursday and it's already out for delivery. Like, it says I should get it tomorrow. So if not tomorrow, Monday. Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, it's they have I think they finally have a formula that works.
For sure.
They know it works and the people want it and it shows. I'm a little, the only thing that concerns me with it is the longevity of support. But I feel like throughout the years they finally got it figured out. And what a better way to show that you have it figured out by showing Yuzu in your little trailer thing. I mean,
this is the thing, man. I've really been digging deep into the Steam Deck, and it's not a Switch killer by any means. This is a console that can coexist with the Switch, but it is a console killer, 100%. 100%. And
it's definitely a console killer.
You know as well as I, man. The Steam Deck is in. So before our last episode, I filmed my Steam Deck unboxing and impressions video. Let me tell you the views that thing is at right now. It is at 3,000 views.
Isn't it wild?
I am not the kind of person who gets those kind of views on my channel at all, and I never have been.
Yeah.
There was a time earlier in my YouTube career where I'd throw out a ColecoVision review or a Vectrex review, and it would blow up and get thousands. Or like Sega Dreamcast 2. Hype video, and then Review Tech USA picked that up, if you know who he is, and then he commented on my video, so that got like 40,000 views. That was great. I had a taste for YouTube fame, but now YouTube it's a whole different world, man. So you can't upload a video and expect more than 20-30 views or whatever. Like our podcast, the last one that we put up is probably around 50 views, which is fine. But to see me and you post Steam Deck content that are getting thousands of views, I don't know, man. This thing is a hit, and there's a lot of people that have latched on to the idea of Steam Deck, and it shows because people are looking for it. And some of the comments in my unboxing impressions video were like, "I've been looking for this, blah blah blah." And even when I was filming, I literally filmed half the video with my phone. It was just such a throwaway, I don't care video. And that's the one that does the best. But then I spend like 5 days working on a Wind Waker retrospective review. It's a 20-minute video, 200 views. So
I mean, dude,
gotta play your cards right.
I'll tell you what, man. I've just been doing gameplays because you can look for your unboxings and your first thoughts, and then 1 month in thoughts and all that. But what you really want to look for is gameplay. How does it play? How does this guy get it to run smooth on his thing? That's what I've been doing, and I put everybody's favorite game of the year, Cyberpunk, on there. And there have been updates to where now CD Projekt has just a Steam Deck setting. And I'll tell you what, dude, it runs really, really good. Like, I've been going back through that game. And it runs better on Steam Deck than it does on my PlayStation, which is that's a little concerning, but I put a video out there, and the fact that it in 3 days it hit 2.2 or 2,000 views, it shows 2.2K. I'm like, yo, what? Like, it's Steam stuff, man. That video blew up. It also helps that the Cyberpunk anime has been blowing up.
Sure, of course. But that's what you do. You be smart and you piggyback off of things like that. That's really the only way that you can grow on YouTube now.
But I mean, the comments, man, it's, wow, this looks great. How did you do that? What's this? I mean, I know I put a video out on Temtem, a Pokemon clone.
Yeah.
That's been steadily growing because that people are picking up, well, I could play a Pokemon game on the go. Sure, I'll play it on my Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome to see that it's like a new wave, new generation of YouTubers coming up from the Steam Deck. I mean, look what happened with Switch and all the people that blew up from the Switch coming out.
This is our chance to shine.
This is it, buddy. We got it.
We're
you know, if you're not,
we're getting big here.
If you're not subscribed to Erek Ladd on YouTube, go ahead.
Come on, man.
You know, hit. What is it? Hit smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Ring the bell. Isn't that how it goes?
Something like that. I don't know. I'd rather be watching Kitsune Bites on YouTube. There you go.
Oh well, I'd rather. You know, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the Nerdwire show to fully cross over on YouTube.
Don't worry.
Hint.
He's coming to YouTube soon enough.
Oh God, I don't think the world's ready for that. But
he's Mr. Nerdwire is making a great guest appearance in a video that we worked on together. I don't know.
Oh, Nihi?
Yeah, I have a really hard time keeping secrets. Anyway,
I do too. I do too.
Let's go on over to our topic because out of everything this week, something huge came out. So let's talk about that.
That's the Mario.
I cut you off early there.
I know. Thank God.
It's a good thing I didn't do the transition any bit sooner. All right, so and it's like our great friend John. We got to make sure we clap before we talk about everything. What's the biggest news event that's happened here over the last week or so?
Well, Nintendo decided to grace us with a Direct, and I mean, Nintendo Direct. Maybe what's this Direct on? Is it on the next Switch? Is it on a Breath of the Wild 2 demo?
The Mario movie.
It's the Mario movie, and it's the first trailer. The first time we get to hear Chris Pratt play Mario, and man.
Before we get to that, let's just because that's what people want us to talk about. So let's talk about everything else. Visually, how do you think it looks?
And that's what I was getting ready to say, man. Visually, this looks like a masterpiece. Visually, I thought because this is the studio that brought the Minions and all, and I'm like, all right, well maybe they'll make some little Koopas, minion. They'll minionize them. Well, it's fine. But look at that, you got a guy hiding in his shell.
Yeah, it's great.
This part here with the little penguins, man. I'm like, oh my God, look at them. No fear.
They brought back the penguins from Mario 64.
And I'm like, okay, I can get behind this. This is great. They're calling out Bowser, and then you hear Bowser talk, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, because we all know who Bowser is. It's Jack Black. I'm like, wow, and I feel like Jack Black's the kind of guy that he does his research when he gets picked for a role. He goes, sometimes he can be over the top, but I feel like this, he did his research. And I'm sure there's little things on the back end for audio that they had to, tune his voice for it.
I think the thing that a lot of people are having a hard time with is disassociating the voice actors from the characters in the movie. It's really funny to seeing Bowser talk, but knowing that it's Jack Black, I feel like Bowser inherently kind of looks like Jack Black.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Bit. It's this weird thing that my brain just changes the way that he looks. So I'll let the trailer continue here. So yeah, this was teased for a long time coming, and there was an image shared of Mario looking up at the Mushroom Kingdom and all that stuff. I think what this is supposed to be, I think it's an origin story, and I don't think we've ever had the origin story of Mario, really. I mean, I'm sure they probably dabbled with it with the original Mario movie in the 90s and stuff like that, but I mean, how many people these days have watched that? And Mario has always been a franchise that's been marketed more towards kids than us now, the millennials. But yeah, I don't know about the Mario cartoon or whatever, but this I think is going to be the first time in recent history that it's like Mario somehow falls down a pipe in Brooklyn, or something like that, and then he's in the Mushroom Kingdom, and then he's going to have to become the inevitable hero. So yeah, as we've got the trailer playing in the background for those who are listening after the fact. They've changed the way that Mario looks a little bit, and we just mentioned it before. Nerdwire, there was some leaked assets from McDonald's Australia about like the toys or whatever, and he kind of looks like a little bit like Fix-It Felix.
Yeah, and that's something that I can't not see it. You know what I mean? Like I love Wreck-It Ralph, and I can't unsee Fix-It Felix here.
Yes, exactly. So they also shared a little bit of Luigi there too. Of course, he's gonna be in there like in a haunted mansion kind of thing. So that looks pretty cool. It was really great to see Luigi. I am really excited, but the original the voice of Mario as Charles Martinet, and not Chris Pratt. So what's your reaction to Chris Pratt and the like 6 seconds of dialogue that we heard, which was supposed to be nothing we've ever heard, but then it's just Chris Pratt.
let me tell you the wave of emotions I went through. So I'm sitting there as everybody else in the world waiting for this to start. That opening scene with Bowser happens, and I'm like, oh my god, this is cool. And then like they like after that, I was getting chills, man. I'm like, this is so cool. Like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot. Mario gets spit out of the tube. I'm like, what? Like, this is great. This is great. And then he talked, and instantly my enjoyment of that went from a 10 to negative 1,000.
Ooh.
I'm like, so you literally have Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt in Mario. Like, Jack Black tried to make the Bowser voice.
Sure.
What are you doing, man? And then he's doing his interview beforehand, and it seemed so scripted. Like, he's like, who does he think he is? William Shatner? He's like, I remember playing Mario Brothers at my
local laundromat. And
I'm like, what? And stomping Koopas. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, I can't. I'll watch it, but I'm only watching it for the visual effect. I mean, the story might be good. We also don't know how anyone else sounds in this. Chris Pratt might be the only downfall to all the voices. I'm curious to hear Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, to be honest with you.
More like Donkey Bong.
Right?
The thing with this is like I said, it's going to be hard to disassociate those celebrities from these characters. Like, it's all well and fine if Chris Pratt plays Mario, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to hear Chris Pratt. I want to hear Mario.
Exactly.
And we know what Mario sounds like, and that's Charles Martinet. And there was, I meant to put this in the Google Doc, but there's just a tweet from Go Nintendo tweet. Voice actor Tara Strong thinks Charles Martinet should be Super Mario in the Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
And she put a tweet out there. I'm gonna share this. It should be Charles. So that's them. I think she plays somebody in My Little Pony. I don't know. So she put a tweet out there, and it got a lot of likes. Voice actors dash. I'm going to put my heart and soul into this for at least 20 years, help sell billions in merch, make the studios millions of dollars, and make generations around the world happy. Hollywood, we don't care.
Yeah.
And of course, she did another tweet. Hey, Twitter friends, I happen to know a certain Earth Angel who you could use some love tonight. Have a story about Charles Martinet. Ever met him in a con, share, whatever. And he replied, he's like, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Your love and kindness means more to me than you could ever know, and genuinely touched my heart. I feel so bad because this guy, this is the guy that should be playing this character, not Chris Pratt. Like, it's just, to me, it's me. It's like, he should have been, that longtime voice should have been honored. And I don't know if Charles Martinet still has a role in it. I think whether he's narrating the story or something like that.
There's a real small role in it that I've heard that it's like, man, what a slap in the face. Like, you're gonna say, here, have a cameo. Like, I get it. It's the last Mario movie flopped so hard that the directors and writers of that, they still can't get work in Hollywood.
Yep.
And I think Nintendo's like, well, let's not do that again. Let's actually get some big name people that are going to sell this movie for us. And it's, man, talk about selling out, you know?
It might actually come back to bite them. I mean, look, what we're saying here means nothing in the grand scheme. It's still going to be one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's Nintendo, it's Mario, but it doesn't mean that it's this experience isn't going to be soured because it doesn't have my Mario. It's different for Sega because there's been so many different voices of Sonic over the last 30 years. Really, you know, there is a certain space that the Sonic voice sits in, and you know the latest guy, Ben Schwartz, to do the Sonic voice. I think he did a pretty good job, and there was no whatever, but Mario is on a different level than Sonic, and always has been, always will be. And we know what Mario sounds like. For the first time that Mario was really voiced, aside from the garbage comics back in the garbage shows and whatever back in the 90s.
Hey, paisano!
Hey, you paisano! it was Mario. It was like, hello, it's me, Mario. I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
I should be voicing this dude. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, it's not that anyone can do a Mario voice. It's not that hard. We've all been doing it since we were children. I mean,
why do they got to get Chris Pratt to do it?
I don't know. And there's so many things that I like. There's already petitions saying not my Mario, trying to get them to change the way he looks, change the voice actor. And I'm like, they're 7 years in. They are not wrapping this thing up and then going to change it. Like, it's not, they go, we could do it to Sonic, we'll do it to Mario. And no, you're not going to be able to.
It's different. It's on a different level. You can't.
I mean, and it's Nintendo, and we all know they're set in their ways. When they make a decision, that's it. It's their word is law.
Exactly. I mean, like, you know, Chris Pratt playing as Mario, he bounces off the mushrooms and he's like, where am I? What kind of weird place is this, man? There should be, where am I? I don't know where I am. Oh, the Toad. Oh, come on. You know?
If I wanted to watch a guy from Brooklyn talk about the Mushroom Kingdom, I'd go watch it, but I'm not. You know what I mean? If I wanted to see that, I'd go looking for it. I'm here to watch Mario, not some plumber from the Bronx or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I know.
Yeah,
and
do better, Nintendo.
I feel bad. You know, for Nintendo fans, it's one thing for Nintendo fans, but actually, I feel really bad. Like, genuinely, really feel sad for Charles Martinet, because he seems like a genuinely really, really nice guy who has done nothing but, you know, really serve the fans, really honor that fan base, and really just take on that role of Mario, which was an audition that it was like a throwaway audition. He didn't even know what it was going to be for, but he grabbed the voice of the greatest character of all time, Mario, the most iconic character, more so than probably Mickey Mouse. And I feel really bad for him. You know, the more I think about it, like initially in the trailer, I didn't think anything about it, but now in retrospect, I feel really sad for him.
Yeah, so it's after reading Tara Strong, right?
Yeah.
After reading her thing, because I came across that too on Twitter, and I'm like, oh my god, like after reading that, it really puts it in the perspective. Like he's Mario, and here's some geek off the street in Hollywood who, you know, plays with dinosaurs. Now he's gonna stomp Koopas. Like, come on, man. I don't know.
Hashtag not my Mario.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to that point though, I'm not gonna say boycott it all. Like, I'll still go watch it, but like I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be as hyped up as I thought it would.
So I'm gonna read an article here from Digital Spy. Chris Pratt's Mario voice gets strong reaction on Twitter, and this is exactly what I want. And the quote was, I worked really closely with directors and trying out a few things and landed on something that I'm really proud of and can't wait for people to see and hear. Sure. I'm providing a voice for an animated character, and it's updated and unlike you've heard in the Mario world before. Okay. So this is Chris Pratt saying that. So here's some of the tweets. I genuinely think I could do a better Mario voice than Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt saying he worked so hard on the Mario voice only to sound like Chris Pratt is the funniest thing. Who would have thought that Chris Pratt's big secret voice in the Mario world would be his normal speaking voice?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, the animation for the Mario movie looks gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the plot of this is. But good Lord, I cannot get past the fact that Chris Pratt is just using his normal ass voice, just his normal ass voice for Mario. Me, handshake, Chris Pratt, handshake, not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. The French voice dub, a lot of people are wanting to watch the movie in French because the French Mario voice actor actually sounds like the vocal direction of Mario.
Well, here, I'll give you one, man. I'm gonna do my best Luigi impersonation. Right, this is my best Luigi voice.
Mario.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna go into this haunted mansion. Oh no, good thing I have my Game Boy Horror with me. There you go. That's Luigi. That's Luigi by me. I mean, they should hire me. Maybe I could be in the next one.
Mario. Hey, Mario, this is your brother Luigi, and I'm going to be going into the haunted house.
I can't. I don't. It's like I said, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to be happy. I'll be eating my depression popcorn while I'm watching the thing, because that's exactly what I'm going to have when I watch it.
Yeah, I know. So here's some positive spins on the Mario voice, because we can't, we don't want to be biased.
Right.
Even though it's garbage. The Chris Pratt voice is the right choice. I feel in hindsight it will be much more bearable for both the audience to sit through and his ability to deliver a solid voice performance. It fits the look of Mario as well, so it's not really an issue at all, IMO. One word to react to that: delusional. People are definitely overreacting whenever they say Chris Pratt's voice acting on Mario is terrible or garbage. It could have been better, but it's definitely nothing near the Sonic movie's first model design. It's a different thing. It's a complete that.
Yeah,
Sega was so tone deaf on that, and they they realized that. But this is again, it's Nintendo. They no amount of petitioning is going to have them redact what they've already done.
Well, you know what, dude? You know what this is going to be? This is like, you know how the original live action Mario movie is like a cult hit to everybody our generation. We're like, yo, we love it. It's wonderful. It's great. It's the greatest thing. I think it's cool. It's so good. Blah, blah, all this stuff. Your son's generation is going to be like, yo, I love that Mario movie. Oh, it's so good, but everybody hated it for some reason, but I love it. Like, that's what this is going to be.
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's a generational thing. And like, sure, a lot of kids don't know Mario 64 Mario or It's Me. When we first turned on Mario 64 on our N64s and we were grabbing his face around with the cursor, oh no.
Yeah.
That Mario has always had an upwards inflection, because that makes him sound more positive, but it's like, I'm Chris Pratt and I'm in the Mushroom Kingdom. So the producer came out with a quote or something like that. The casting director or the producer, Chris was cast because we felt he could give a great performance as Mario. And now that we've done about 15 recording sessions and the movie is 3/4 done, I sit here and I say that I love his performance as Mario.
Yikes.
So to be fair, as we've only seen 6 seconds of dialogue, we can say what we want. It's a hot take. Do I really think it's fair to criticize his Mario voice? No, we haven't heard enough. But it doesn't mean that what we have heard shouldn't. I mean, that's the teaser for it. Unless I don't know, they change it somehow.
For all we know, it's going to start out animated that Mario is an actual legit plumber and he's working at a 9 to 5 and he falls down a manhole and then he ends up in the Mushroom Kingdom. And his voice gradually changes over time. I'd be happy with that.
What if it's a retrospective? It's Mario as Charles Martinet Mario, and he's retelling his tale, his origin story, and it's like 20 years ago, and then Mario actually ends up as the Charles Martinet voice at the end, which I would love. That would be great.
That'd be cool. I could get down with that.
But there's no way that it could ever be as bad as the Dragon Ball movie.
Well, that's all right.
Beowulf asks, do you think they picked that voice clip to generate the controversy? I think it was going to generate controversy regardless of how much was said, what was said, when it was said, et cetera, et cetera.
You know, if it's that voice that he did the whole way throughout, you know how jarring that's going to be to play Mario Odyssey 2 when Mario gets on there and starts making his noises. Like, what are they going to do now? Have him go, oof, it's me. Like,
ow, where's the dinosaurs?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Guardians of the Galaxy, get my Walkman.
Oh my God. Oh man, it's I don't know. It's like you said, it's hard to judge it off a minute 30 clip. But like, my God, if it's not hard not to,
it's a shame. I don't know. So we'll see how it ends up. I suppose. I mean, like I said, it's still too early to tell. I mean, we can form opinions and stuff like that, but the movie comes out in April. I dare say we'll probably have another trailer for the movie, maybe December for the Game Awards.
Yep.
And then that'll be that, and they'll hype it up. Of course, with some the McDonald's Happy Meal toys have been leaked. I think that was McDonald's Australia. So
way to go, Australia, for giving us the information.
Finally, something good comes out of Australia, other than me. I'm kidding. I don't mean that. But so that's been interesting. So there's been a couple of leaks, but I'm surprised that this Mario voice or trailer didn't leak prior. So
yeah, outside of everything else that the leakers have had, you'd have thought they were on the ball.
Yeah, I know. So there you go, Mario movie. It's on its way, and I don't know. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me, but I'm interested to see more. The voice of Luigi is the guy from It's Always Sunny, who is always like on edge and always fritzed out on
Charlie
the fritz.
Day.
Yeah, so I think he'll probably be a good Luigi. Like, I don't know if they're going to paint Luigi as like some sort of conspiracy theorist or just like super hyper anxious or whatever. And I think that kind of fits. So there you go. But Donkey Kong as Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that laugh is going to be great, dude. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Zerzuke says, wait, you didn't leak Mario's voice in the last episode. Hey, you mother.
Where's the gabagool?
Pot.
I mean, maybe Chris Pratt will slide in a Joe Byron too while he's bouncing on the tops of mushrooms.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Well, hey, we'll do a quick transition. We'll round out the top of the show with some more discussion points.
Sorry,
I did the wrong one. Doesn't matter.
I just want to click all the things.
I do this thing. I did this last week where I was like, okay, we're going to flick back we're going to round out the show. Wrong transition. Doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what, we'll just do the show Saturdays, 2 a.m. for me, and then you can, that'll give you time to wake up, get your composure. I can be sleepy, and I'll just sit here like, yes, Eric, it's fine, whatever.
Yes. I've been so tired. I haven't been going to sleep until like 1 o'clock because I've been doing later streams, and I've been staying up late to work on stuff as well. Last night we went to something in town called the White Night. It's like a free event where they light up all the buildings and they have like fancy lights and stuff like that. So we took our son to that. It was like we didn't get back till 9. We had a massive day. I had an eye test yesterday as well, so I got to get new glasses. I posted those in the Discord as well. So I think some of you are going to help me choose a new set of frames.
There you go.
It was just a massive day where I just didn't stop, and I didn't go to bed till like 10:30, which is the earliest I had gone to bed and this week, but I still woke up at 7:40 and I just was like, I'm just not all there.
Well, it happens. It's I mean, hey, don't worry. You'll have new glasses, a new prescription. You'll be able to see everything now.
Well, the difference between me and new glasses is several hundred dollars. So
You sure you're living in Australia and not America?
Man, the frames that I showed a photo of yesterday on Discord, the one that everybody chose, my phone is just absolutely off the rails here. It's just not working properly. I'll show a photo. So these were the frames that I think everybody said that they wanted, or I should choose, which is like similar to my frames now, but they're bigger.
Oh, okay.
They're bigger, which I actually like the bigger look. Those were
I do too.
$171 for frames, and they're Ray-Bans.
Yikes! See, for me to find Ray-Bans in the bigger frame like that, I'd have to get women's glasses because they're pushing real hard for the smaller Ray-Bans, and I have the smaller ones, but I found these, and they're kind of similar to what you have. It's the ones I usually wear. Oh yeah, these are Adidas, man, and they're great, super lightweight. I mean, I noticed, and I had this discussion with the eye doctor last time I went. I was like, yeah, I noticed I can see a lot better. In those that wear glasses, if your prescription's bad enough, everything kind of fish bowls.
Yeah.
And I noticed with bigger frames, I don't have that happening as much because they try to push the smaller frames. Like, well, you have a thicker lens, you need smaller frames. I'm like, why? Then it looks like I'm in a bubble all day.
Yeah, I know. I actually said to Amber the other day because I for some reason I've been wearing glasses for 4 years now. Mm-hmm. I just noticed that I have frames and borders in my vision. I've only just noticed that. I'm like, ooh, I kind of don't like that.
Yeah.
So I did all that. My left eye has gotten worse than my right eye. So even without glasses on, you're obviously looking at the chart. They're like, name the letters on the board. I'm like, I don't have a freaking clue, dude. Like I said, I can guess.
Yeah.
But I was trying photos. I was taking photos of the glasses so I could look at them afterwards because we had our son with us, and of course, it's a loaded bomb. Anytime you take your son anywhere and you're trying to do anything, or you know what I mean. So
you're on his time.
I'm on his time. So I was taking photos, and he was on my hip. So here you go. This was him.
Oh my god! He's ready to burn the place down.
I'll show another one. He was so cute. He really wanted to try on these red glasses that I found. They're the red Ray-Bans. There you go. Look how freaking cute he is. He's so damn cute. But he had a great time looking for glasses. There you go. So I'll probably settle on the bigger frames because I think I just want more clean, bigger, just so I can see more without borders. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, dude, I get it. Like I've had glasses since first grade. So when I was a kid, I used to get like the bigger, rounder frames, and then that stupid book came out about that stupid kid with the lightning bolt, and I instantly needed new frames. So I went with like the smaller rectangular ones, and it's really weird because you like look to your right or left, up and down. It's just outlined, perfect vision, and it's so annoying. And so, like I said, man, I'm a fan of the bigger frames. I don't care if I look like Chevy Chase in The Vacation movies, I'm all about it. It's a look. It is, and I love it.
There's a specific style of glasses that's called like the Club Masters or the Ray-Ban Club Masters, which I tried on, which they're just like older style glasses. They look like 60s, which I didn't mind those.
Nice.
I'm not a selfie guy at all, so I apologize. I'm not vain. Or try not to be anyway. And I didn't mind the Club Master style. This is like a tortoise shell one as well. So I don't know.
That's not bad.
I think the idea was like, if I'm going to get glasses, why not try something different? But at the same time, it's like, my glasses they're my look. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'll probably go with the bigger frames, and just so happens that they're cheaper too, so I can't complain.
I'll tell you what, man, Ray-Bans, I had a pair the last time I had glasses, like last time my prescription changed, and I fell in love with them. And then, like I said, this past time, I'm like, I need them. I need my Ray-Bans. And they were all just the little, like, Buddy Holly looking ones. I'm like, that's not the vibe I'm going for this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're a taller, bigger dude, so you probably need, like, bigger bigger lenses.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
proportional.
Exactly.
So there
I
you
can't go looking like John Lennon back in the day with small frames or Ozzy.
Give Steam a chance.
That's it. Hey, you know what? Valve will never make a movie and then change the guy's voice. I'm just saying that. Two things there. Two things. One, they'll never make a movie, and two, they'll never change anybody's voice.
There you go. I mean, I've had these frames for 4 years, by the way. So I originally got lenses in them, and then I got different lenses in these. But as soon as I got these new lenses, I got a scratch on this lens. It's like a little chip, and for the last 2 years, in my peripheral vision is a chip in this lens, and it's driven me nuts. So I'm hoping to get these new glasses sooner than later. So the thing is somebody mentioned something about healthcare in the this is the thing. It's like there's Medicare in Australia, so it's like my eye test was free, but if I want to pay for lenses and frames or whatever, I have to pay for it unless I pay for health insurance. But at the same time, like, how often do I pay for health insurance? I'd rather just pay $400 for glasses that are going to last 2-3 years. You know what I mean? Rather than health insurance, which is $80 a month, something like that.
Let me ask you this, man. What are your thoughts on transition lenses?
Definitely not. No way.
Why?
No way. I'm not a guy.
What do you mean?
I don't do sunglasses anyway.
Oh man.
So every time I'm outside, it's like boom, sunglasses. Not for me.
That's my biggest issue with having glasses is you can't wear sunglasses unless you buy prescription ones.
So that's why I just don't wear sunglasses.
Ah, man. Well, I mean, can't win them all, I guess, folks.
Yeah, I suppose so. Speaking of glasses, glass shatters. Mr. Hellington Smythe himself has entered the chat just as we're about to head on over to our post show. So everybody who's watching and listening after the fact, please make sure to continue rating on Spotify and iTunes. I want to have a quick look and see how we're trending on Spotify. I haven't really shouted out the Spotify at all. Breakfast of Champions. Breakfast of Champions podcast. We are sitting at 16 5-star ratings on Spotify. So if you're enjoying the show, please continue rating and all that stuff. I'll have a look on iTunes or podcast. Yep, there's. Where are we? Can I see the ratings? So we've got a couple 5 stars. If you want to review the show as well, please do so. But anyway, we're going to head on over to our post show. So everybody who's watching live right now, we're going to continue the conversation in the post show. Any final words for episode 15, dude?
Where's the gabagool?
Hey.